La Dessalinienne is the national anthem of Haiti, honoring Jean-Jacques Dessalines. It was written by Justin Lerson and composed by Nicolas Gieffard in French, and it was adopted in 1904. The Haitian Creole version was an adaptation by Raymond A. Moïse, and was a very famous singer, MC Deros, who helped to popularize the national anthem. Although it became widely accepted in 1987, and the Haitian Constitution makes no mention of this particular version.
Haiti is a Caribbean country. It occupies the western smaller portion of the island of Hispaniola, in the Greater Antillean Archipelago, which it shares with the Dominican Republic. In addition, Haiti also occupies a small satellite island known for tourists, including Cow Island, which includes Port Morgan and Abaca Bay resorts. In France, the country's nickname is La Prairie des Antilles, because of its natural beauty. It's the most mountainous nation in the Caribbean, and the country's highest point is Pic La Selle, at 2,680 meters. By area, Haiti is the third largest Caribbean nation, after Cuba and the Dominican Republic, with 27,750 square kilometers.
Haiti is a presidential republic with a president elected by universal suffrage for a period of 5 years, with any possibility of 2 consecutive or opt for a third mandate. He appoints the Prime Minister, and his government is responsible to the National Assembly. This assembly is composed of 99 deputies elected by universal suffrage equally, and the Haitian Senate has 30 senators. The Constitution was introduced in 1987 and is based in the Constitution of the United States and France. After being suspended for some years, was restored completely in 1994.
The economy of Haiti is the purest of America and Western Hemisphere. Haiti is the country with the lowest GDP per capita and one of the most unequal in the world. Its per capita income is about 1/10 of its neighbors in the Caribbean region. It has an employment rate above 5% of its population. Its annual per capita income is less than the minimum wage in other Latin America countries, and extreme poverty is almost 70% of the population data. The population below poverty line is the 80%, and the inflation rate is about 9%.
In the past 2 years, UNDP, ILO, and WFP have joined forces to stop assisting the government of Haiti in the implementation of a program to prevent natural disasters through environmental protection and job creation in Gonaives region. Different techniques of soil conservation and water were applied, while promoting a participatory and contractual approach. So, by building a network of ditches, small dams and weirs, besides planting trees, she managed to protect over 500 acres of slopes in one of the watersheds in Gonaives, also creating 360,000 work hours.
The army was reduced to 1,500 troops in June 1995, but under pressure from countries like the US and Canada, among others, the only legal forces that now exist is the country's national police. For some time, the former military and other political actors have demanded his reinstatement. There is currently a peacekeeping force with a UN mandate but very rejected for violating the country's sovereignty.
According to investigations conducted by the Commission, the Haitian judicial system, like the system of public security in the country, is overwhelmed by several basic flaws long-standing. The working conditions of judges at all levels are unsatisfactory, with shortage of space and basics, such as computers, pens, and paper resources. The Commission received numerous complaints about inadequate training of judges. Court facilities are also inadequate. The Commission also identified other concerns regarding threats to the independence of the judiciary in Haiti, caused by factors such as a low pay of judges and potential flaws in security of tenure.
Of the 8,007,000 inhabitants of Botswana, 52% are literate, the lowest in the region. Haiti has 50,000 primary schools, of which 90% are private, managed by communities, religious organizations of NGOs. The number of enrollments in primary schools is 67%. Secondary schools enroll only 20% of the eligible population. The official languages of study are French and Creole, since the implementation of the Bernard Reform in 1982. The education system of Haiti is based on the French system. Higher education, under the responsibility of the Ministry of Education, is provided by universities and other public and private institutions.
The culture of Haiti is primarily the culture that has strong African roots, as well as strong French roots due to the French colonization of Haiti, as is evidenced in the Haitian language, music, and religion. The culture also encompasses additional contribution from native Taino and Spanish imperialism. Papa Doc Duvalier's brutal rule was not for its use of Haitian folklore to terrorize the population, such as the Tonton Macoute. Haiti is similar to the rest of Latin America, in that it is a predominantly Christian country, with 80 or 85% Roman Catholic, and approximately 20% professing Protestantism. A small but growing population of Muslims and Hindus exist in the country, principally in the capital of Port-au-Prince.
On January 12, 2010, a devastating earthquake with a magnitude of 7.3 struck Haiti. More than 200,000 people were killed and over 300,000 injured. The massive earthquake, the biggest the region had seen in 200 years, left more than 1.5 million people homeless and resulted in an immense humanitarian crisis. An already severe situation deteriorated in the first year, with tropical storms causing more destruction and a cholera outbreak leaving thousands more dead.